Alma slammed her body against the metal door, her palms flat, her breath shaking. "Open this door, please," she cried. But the two guards outside didn't move. Their silhouettes stayed stiff, unbothered, like statues hired to crush hope. Her heart raced. Her legs trembled. She didn't even know where she was, only that she wasn't free. Her mind replayed everything in flashes. The hospital lights, the panic, the silence, the man with the coldest eyes she had ever seen. How had she ended up here? 12 hours earlier, she was fighting to stay awake at Seoul Central Hospital. Her eyelids felt like they were filled with sand. Her throat was dry. Her back ached from standing for 16 hours straight. But she forced a smile at a patient's husband as she handed him paperwork. Amma needed this job. Her family needed her. Korea was supposed to be her fresh start, but this week had beaten her down until she felt like she was carrying the whole hospital on her back. "Nurse Amma!" another nurse shouted from the baby ward. "We need help, now!" Amma dragged herself down the hallway. Babies were crying in 2 rooms at once. The neonatal unit buzzed with chaos. Mothers in labor, doctors shouting, alarms blinking angrily. She rushed in, tied her apron, washed her hands, and moved from incubator to incubator. One baby wouldn't stop screaming. The poor thing was shaking. Tiny fists clenched, skin blotchy. Amma lifted him gently, patting his back. "There you go. Shh. Breathe, little one," she whispered. The supervising nurse barked orders across the ward. "We're understaffed. Someone soothe baby 14. His temperature is spiking." Amma looked down at the wailing infant in her arms. His cry was piercing, the kind that made her heart tighten. Instinct guided her more than logic. Exhaustion made her brain foggy. She sat in the rocking chair, lifted the crying child to her chest, and breastfed him. Instant silence. The baby latched easily, relaxed instantly, and melted against her. Amma exhaled, finally at peace for a brief moment. His breathing slowed. His eyelids fluttered. He calmed so quickly it felt unreal. Another nurse walked by, did a double take, and gasped. "Amma, no! That's not baby 14! That's... Her face drained of color. "Put him down! Now!" Amma froze. "What? What do you mean? The tags!" The nurse snatched the baby and looked at the tiny wristband. Her entire body stiffened. "This is Minjae, the son of... Oh my God." An uneasy silence filled the room. Every nurse exchanged horrified looks. Amma's heart dropped. What's wrong? Whose son? Before anyone answered, the doors burst open. 4 men in black suits stormed in. Their movements were controlled, dangerous, trained. The entire ward went quiet. Their leader spoke into an earpiece in Korean, scanning every corner with razor-sharp eyes. Then he stepped in. Jun Hyun. Tall, immaculately dressed. Eyes like winter. The aura of a man used to getting his way by force or fear. Every doctor instinctively stepped back. He ignored everyone except the tiny baby now crying again in the nurse's arms. "Give him to me," he said, voice cold enough to freeze bone. The nurse obeyed instantly. Minjae quieted the moment he touched his father's chest, but it wasn't the same calm he had found in Amma's arms. Jun Hyun inspected his son. His jaw tightened. Then he lifted his eyes and locked onto Amma. "Who is she?" he demanded. The supervising nurse tried to speak. Sir, there was a mix-up, a mistake. She was tired and..." "Did she touch him?" he asked sharply. Amma stepped forward, trembling. I was only trying to soothe him. I didn't know..." "Did you feed him?" His voice sliced through hers. She swallowed hard. "Yes, I did. But it was a mistake. I'm sorry. I can explain." "There is nothing to explain." He handed the baby to a guard and took one step toward her. You created a bond with my son. And in my world, bonds are not taken lightly. I didn't mean... You calmed him. You gave him something no one else could. His expression didn't change, but his eyes were colder than the tile beneath her feet. That means you're not leaving. Amma's breath caught. What? You are coming with me. She stumbled back. No, I can't just leave my job. I didn't commit a crime. You breastfed the heir of the Black Lion Syndicate, he said calmly. That alone can start a war among my enemies. You think I will simply walk away and trust fate with that? A doctor tried to intervene. Sir, please, this is a misunderstanding. Let us... Junhyun lifted one finger. The entire room fell silent. He turned back to Amma. Pack your things. You belong to my son now. His guards surrounded her before she could protest. I am not going anywhere, she cried, struggling. Let me go. Her voice echoed uselessly. A guard gently, almost respectfully, held her arms so she wouldn't fall. Junhyun tilted his head slightly. If my son refuses to sleep tonight, I will return, and I will not be gentle about it. Amma's heart pounded. Please, don't do this. I didn't know. It wasn't intentional. I don't care about intention, he said. Only results. 2 minutes later, she was forced into a black van, her cries swallowed by the city. The ride to the mansion was silent except for the soft breathing of Min-jae beside her. She looked at him, tears slipping down her cheeks. Why me? She whispered. Why tonight? The baby curled his tiny fingers toward her as if reaching for comfort he remembered. When they arrived, guards escorted her down a long corridor of glass and dark marble. Every step felt like a countdown to something she couldn't escape. Inside the room they put her in, she sat on the edge of the bed, trembling. Minutes passed, then the door clicked. Junhyun stepped in, holding Min-jae. He studied her the way someone studies a weapon they're deciding whether to use or destroy. My son won't eat, he said. Amma stiffened. I can't just... This is insane! You kidnapped me. If you didn't want to stay, he said softly, you shouldn't have touched what belongs to me. He placed Min-jae in her arms. The baby instantly relaxed. Junhyun's eyes darkened. There, you see? This bond, it changes everything. Amma looked up at him, voice shaking. Please, I just want to go home. You have no home now, he answered. Only my son. And me. Amma's tears spilled. Why are you doing this? I'm not your... He leaned closer, lowering his voice. Whether you like it or not, you are part of my family now. Min-jae cooed softly, clinging to her blouse. Amma felt her world crashing. Her nightmare had just begun. Amma barely slept the first night. She sat upright on the edge of the massive bed, her arms wrapped around Min-jae, who slept peacefully against her chest as though she'd been his mother from the beginning. Her heart refused to calm. Every minute in that room felt like a trap tightening around her ribs. At dawn, the door opened without a knock. Amma flinched. A maid stepped inside timidly, bowing. Miss, breakfast. The boss requests your presence. Immediately. Amma shook her head. I'm not going anywhere. I want to leave this place. Take me to the police. The maid's eyes widened in fear. Please don't say things like that here. They'll think I encouraged it. Amma swallowed her words, guilt twisting her stomach. Fine, I'll go, but only because I don't want trouble for you. She carried the baby downstairs, trembling with each step. 2 guards followed silently. The mansion was enormous. Dark wood, crystal lighting, velvet furniture. Too luxurious for a woman who arrived against her will. She entered the dining room. Junhyun sat at the head of a long glass table, wearing a crisp black shirt, sleeves rolled up, tattoos brushing his forearms. He didn't look at her at first. He watched the baby instead. "Sit," he said. Amma sat slowly, keeping Minjae close. "Why are you doing this? You can't hold me here." He met her eyes. "I'm not holding you. I'm protecting you. There is a difference." "No," she shot back, voice shaking. "Kidnapping is kidnapping. Forcing me to stay is not protection." "You misunderstand," he said calmly. "The moment you fed my son, you became a target." Amma's breath caught. "A target? For what?" "For my enemies," he said. "Anyone associated with my child becomes leverage. You touched the heir of the syndicate. You soothed him. That makes you valuable." "I didn't choose to be valuable," she whispered. "Yet here we are." Amma swallowed hard. "I want to go home." "You will not survive 1 hour outside these walls," he replied. She stared at him, horrified. "Why? Why would they come after me?" "Because you calmed the future head of my dynasty," he said. "No nurse has ever done that. No doctor. No nanny. Only you." Amma shook her head, clutching the baby tighter. "But that doesn't mean I belong here." "It does," he said softly, "in ways you don't yet understand." Amma felt her anger boiling through her fear. "Look, I get it. Your world is dangerous. But I don't want to be a part of it." He leaned back, studying her with frustrating patience. "Do you think I asked to be born into blood and power? Life doesn't need your permission to choose you." "I didn't choose your son." "You did, the moment you held him." Amma stiffened. "I am not one of your possession." "You're right," he interrupted. "You are not a possession." His voice lowered. "You are a necessity." Her chest tightened. A maid set food on the table. Porridge, eggs, fresh fruit. Amma's stomach growled loudly, betraying her. She blushed, embarrassed. "Eat," he said. "You need strength." Amma hesitated, but Minjae shifted, hungry again. She sighed, sat back, and fed him while she picked at the food. Junhyun watched her closely. She felt it. His eyes, his curiosity, his restraint. "What is it?" she muttered. He rested his elbow on the table. "I've never seen anyone hold him like that." "He's just a baby," she said softly. "He needs warmth, not fear." "Fear keeps people alive," he replied. "Not children." A flicker of something, pain, passed through his expression, but he hid it quickly. When breakfast ended, he stood. "Follow me." "I'm not—" "Bring the child," he said without raising his voice. Amma followed reluctantly, walking through halls guarded by men who felt more like shadows than humans. He led her into a sunlit room filled with monitors, security screens. Amma's breath caught when she saw the images: the hospital, the roads, the entrance to the mansion, her apartment. "What is this?" she whispered. "Surveillance," he said. "Your home was visited last night." Amma's pulse spiked. "Visited? By who?" He zoomed in. 2 masked men trying to open her apartment door. Amma gasped, stepping back. "Oh God, why?" "They followed you from the hospital," he said. "They thought you would take something valuable." "But I didn't take anything." "You took their opportunity," he said coldly. "You kept the child alive. My enemies wanted him dead." Amma froze. His words echoed in her skull. Wanted him dead. Her gaze dropped to the baby sleeping in her arms. Her knees weakened. "So you see," he said quietly, "you can't go home." Amma clung to Minjae, her voice breaking. "This is a nightmare." "It is reality, but you will be safe here." She wiped her tears roughly. "Safe? With you? I don't know you. I don't trust you." "You don't need to trust me," he said. "You only need to stay." Minjae whimpered, sensing her distress. Amma rocked him gently. "I don't want your world," she said. "I want my life back." And I want my son calm, he replied. We don't always get what we want. She looked at him with burning frustration. So what am I supposed to do? Just live here? Be his caretaker? Be his bond, he corrected. Amma stared. Is that your way of saying I'm a prisoner? He walked closer, stopping only inches away. You are protected, he murmured. Whether you feel like a prisoner depends on how much you fight me. Amma felt a tremor run through her, not just fear, but something else. Something she hated. Stay here, he said, signaling to the guards. Rest. I have business to handle. But before he left, he paused at the door. Do not try to escape, he warned. You won't survive, and I won't chase you to punish you. I'll chase you because my son will not sleep without you. He stepped out, closing the door behind him. Amma sat on the bed, heart racing. She watched Min-jae's tiny chest rise and fall. Baby, what have you dragged me into? The room was silent. Then, boom! The mansion shook. Amma gasped, holding the baby tight as dust fell from the ceiling. Gunshots echoed outside. Screams. Running footsteps. A guard burst into the room. Miss Amma, stay down. We're under attack. Amma's blood ran cold. She crouched behind the bed, shielding Min-jae. Where is Jun Hyun? She cried. Before the guard could answer, another explosion ripped through the hallway, shaking the entire floor. Amma closed her eyes, praying silently. This was no longer a misunderstanding. This was war, and she was at the center of it. The gunfire grew louder, closer, sharp enough to rattle Amma's bones. She held Min-jae tightly against her chest, whispering, Please, please stay quiet. Please. The baby whimpered, sensing the fear in her trembling hands. The guard who had rushed in earlier locked the door and pressed his earpiece. Sector 3 breached. Repeat, Sector 3 is breached. The intruders are inside. A roaring explosion shook the walls again. Amma screamed and dropped to her knees, curling protectively over Min-jae. Glass shattered somewhere down the corridor, followed by the heavy pounding of boots. The guard crouched beside her. We have to move, now. Amma shook her head violently. I can't go out there. If they find you, they'll take the baby. Do you understand? You and the heir, you're their goal. Her stomach flipped. What about Jun Hyun? Where is he? Fighting, the guard said with urgency. But I got orders to keep you two alive. He opened the door slightly and peered out. Follow me. Stay low. Amma clutched Min-jae and followed, her legs barely functioning. Smoke crawled along the ceiling. Alarm lights flashed red. The sound of bodies hitting the floor. Thuds, groans, screams, echoed in every direction. 2 guards lay unconscious in the hall. Amma whimpered, covering Min-jae's eyes even though he couldn't understand. Don't look. Oh God, don't look. The guard guided her down a narrow staircase lit only by emergency lamps. Halfway down, a masked intruder appeared at the bottom of the steps. Amma froze. Min-jae started crying. The intruder lifted his gun. Amma gasped and instinctively shielded the baby with her body. The guard fired first. The intruder collapsed. Amma choked back a sob. I can't do this! Please, please get us out! I'm trying! The guard barked, grabbing her wrist. Move! They reached a reinforced steel door. The guard shoved it open, revealing a panic room. Bare, metallic, cold. A single dim light flickered above. Inside, he ordered. Amma rushed in, clutching Min-jae so tightly the baby coughed. The guard slammed the door shut. Stay here. The boss will come for you. No, don't go. Please don't leave me alone, Amma cried, grabbing his sleeve with her free hand. The guard hesitated. His face softened. I'll be right outside. But he wasn't. Seconds after he stepped out, Amma heard a scream. A gunshot. Then silence. Her knees buckled and she slid to the floor, shaking uncontrollably. Minjae wailed in her arms, terrified. She rocked him, tears streaming down her face. Please be quiet, baby. Please don't cry. I've got you. Mommy's here. No, I'm not your mommy. Oh, God. She didn't know how long they hid there. Minutes or hours. The gunfire continued, fading, rising again. Then footsteps approached. Amma held her breath, clutching Minjae so hard her arms shook. The door handle rattled. Amma scrambled back, pressing against the wall. No! Please! A familiar voice called through the metal. Amma, open the door. Junhyun. She didn't know whether to be relieved or terrified. Amma rushed forward and unlocked the door with trembling hands. Junhyun stumbled in, one hand pressed against a bleeding wound on his shoulder. His shirt was ripped, dark with sweat and blood. His hair was disheveled, his eyes were blazing. He saw her and pulled her into his arm, not gently, but desperately. You're safe, he breathed. Thank God. Amma stiffened. She didn't want his touch, but at that moment, the fear inside her was bigger than her anger. She let him hold her for a second before pushing back. You're hurt, she whispered. It's nothing, he said, though he winced. Are you injured? No, but the baby. He's scared, he's been crying. Give him to me. Amma hesitated, clutching Minjae tighter. He calms. With me. Junhyun stepped closer, his voice lower. I need to see him. Amma slowly handed the baby over. Minjae whimpered, grabbing onto his father's shirt. Junhyun's expression softened, just a little. He kissed the baby's head. You're safe, he murmured to his son. Daddy's here. Amma watched, stunned. It was the first truly tender moment she'd seen from him. But the softness lasted only seconds. He turned back to her, eyes sharp again. Someone tipped them off, he said. Amma froze. What are you saying? The timing wasn't random. They attacked the same night you arrived. Her skin prickled. You think I had something to do with this? If I thought you were a threat, he said, you wouldn't be breathing right now. Amma flinched. He sighed, adjusting the baby in his arms. But they wanted the child. They broke through 3 different security layers. That's not a coincidence. So what happens now? Amma whispered. You stay closer to me, he said. Amma's eyes widened. No, I'm not getting more involved in this. I just want to go home. You saw your apartment, he reminded her. Do you still believe home exists for you now? Amma felt like the floor collapsed beneath her. She backed away, shaking her head violently. No, this isn't my life. I didn't ask for any of this. You think I asked for it? He said quietly. Their eyes locked. For the first time, Amma saw exhaustion in him, not physical, but emotional. Old wounds. Burdens he carried alone. But she didn't care. Not now. I want out, she whispered, voice trembling. I want out of your world. He stepped forward. She stepped back. You're not leaving, he said softly. Not after tonight. Why? Why do you care if I leave? I'm nothing to you. He shook his head slowly. You're not nothing. Then what am I? She demanded, tears welling. He studied her. Long, slow, unreadable. Finally, he spoke. You are the only person who has ever calmed my son. The only person he trusts. The only one he bonds with. That makes you the most important person in his life. What about his father? Amma whispered bitterly. Junhyun's jaw tightened. He needs more than fear. I can protect him, but I can't give him what you give him. His voice lowered to a near whisper. And I will not lose you. Either of you. Amma felt her breath catch. This isn't a bond. This is control. He took another step closer. Call it what you want, but you're here now. A long silence stretched between them. Then Minjae reached his tiny hand toward Amma, crying softly. Without thinking, Amma took him back, soothing him instantly. His crying stopped within seconds. Junhyun watched the moment with an unreadable expression, part awe, part fear, part something deeper. "You see?" he murmured. "This is why you are not leaving." Amma hugged the baby tighter, tears slipping down her cheeks. "I don't want this fate. I don't want your world. I don't want you." Something flickered in his eyes. Hurt? Annoyance? Determination? He stepped closer, his voice low. "You may not want me," he said, "but fate doesn't care. The bond is already made." Amma's breathing quickened. "I don't want your bond." Junhyun leaned in slightly, eyes fixed on hers. "But it wants you." Amma felt her heart twist painfully. She felt trapped, even by destiny itself. And outside, the gunfire finally faded. But the war was far from over. He grabbed the steering wheel so hard his knuckles whitened, as if crushing it would somehow crush the fear crawling up his spine. He didn't like fear. Fear made him feel human. And being human made him weak. He couldn't be weak now. Not when someone was trying to take Eunwoo. Not when someone was trying to take her. "She doesn't understand what this means," he said, more to himself than anyone else. "She doesn't understand what happens when someone uses my son to send a message." Ji-hoon floored the accelerator, and the car surged forward like a bullet tearing through the dark Friday night streets of Seoul. But his chest tightened. Not from anger, not from vengeance, from something far more dangerous. Worry. Meanwhile, Amara was still in the small underground room, pacing in tight circles, clutching Eunwoo against her chest. Tears streamed down her face, her breath coming out in sharp, shaking bursts. Every few minutes she whispered to the baby as though her voice alone could protect him. The men watched from a corner without expression. They weren't cruel. They were following orders. But that didn't make Amara feel safer. Her phone buzzed in her pocket. When she saw Ji-hoon's name, she nearly dropped it trying to answer. "Where are you? Where did they take you?" Ji-hoon's voice was low, breathless, and she could hear traffic rushing past him. He was speeding. I don't know," she whispered. "Ji-hoon, I didn't mean for any of this. I didn't want to get involved in your world." "My world became your world," he said. "The moment you held my son." "Why?" Her voice cracked. "Why does that matter so much to you?" Ji-hoon didn't answer at first. The silence was thick, heavy. Then the truth slipped out, quieter than she expected. "Because Eunwoo doesn't trust anyone. He doesn't even like being held by most people. But he calmed in your arms. You fed him with no hesitation. You protected him with your life the moment danger appeared. That means something, whether you want it or not." She shut her eyes, her breath shaking. She didn't know if she wanted to hear that. She didn't know what it meant. She didn't know what she wanted anymore. All she knew was Eunwoo deserved safety. And Ji-hoon? Ji-hoon deserved truth. Before she could respond, the door unlocked. The men straightened. Amara froze. Footsteps approached, slow, heavy, deliberate. Not threatening, but commanding enough to make her heart thunder in her chest. "Ji-hoon." He entered the room with a fury held barely in check, eyes sweeping until they landed on her. They softened instantly. He crossed the room in strides that looked too fast for the space, and when he reached her, he cupped her face briefly before pulling Eunwoo into his arms with trembling hands. The baby let out a small sound, then nestled into his father's chest. "You're safe," Ji-hoon whispered, voice breaking. Amara exhaled shakily. She hadn't realized how tightly she'd been holding her breath. Ji-hoon turned to his men. "Who ordered this?" They looked at each other. One stepped forward. It was the chairman. Ji-hoon stiffened, his jaw clenched. A vein pulsed under his skin. Amara didn't know who the chairman was, but the way the men lowered their heads told her everything she needed to know. Someone higher than Ji-hoon. Someone dangerous enough to take Yunwoo just to make a point. Ji-hoon gave a short, humorless laugh. So that's how he wants to play. He looked at his son again, his voice dropping to a deadly whisper. Using my baby to call me to heel. He shifted Yunwoo into one arm and held out the other to Amara. Come. She blinked. Where? Home. His tone left no room for argument. But your boss, your chairman, won't he? He can come for me, Ji-hoon said. Not for you, not for my son. But I'm not. She almost said his woman, but the words stuck. Ji-hoon stepped closer. You fed my child. You defended him. You took care of him. I don't care what the chairman thinks. I don't care what anyone thinks. His hand trembled slightly as he held it out to her. You're under my protection now. Whether you want it or not. Her throat tightened painfully. She didn't know how to process the warmth rising in her chest. She didn't know how to trust it. But she took his hand. His shoulders sagged in relief, though he tried to hide it. He led her out of the room, up the stairs, and into the cold night air. The city lights glowed far away, but everything felt strangely quiet. Ji-hoon stopped beside his car, opened the back door, and carefully strapped Yunwoo into his seat. Amara watched him, her heart beat too loud in her ears. He turned to her. You're shaking, he said. I'm fine. You're not. She lifted her chin. You can't just claim me because I made a mistake. Ji-hoon stepped forward until his breath brushed her forehead. That mistake saved my son's life, because the nanny who abandoned him today, his voice hardened, was paid by someone to kidnap him. Amara's stomach dropped. What? She wasn't careless. She was bribed. He looked down, at his hands, flexing them. And the only reason it didn't work is because you picked up the wrong baby at the right moment. The realization hit her like a physical force. Without even knowing it, she saved Yunwoo. Ji-hoon continued, his voice thickening slightly. I don't care if you think this connection was an accident. I don't care if you think you don't belong in my world. He reached out and brushed a tear she hadn't realized was falling. You do now. Amara swallowed hard. Ji-hoon. Before she could say more, a black SUV screeched around the corner. Ji-hoon immediately pushed her behind him, his arm a steel wall. The SUV stopped. Doors opened. Men stepped out. Black suits, expressionless faces. And then a man in his early 60s emerged slowly, hands clasped behind his back. The chairman. He approached like someone who owned the street, the night, and everyone breathing in it. Ji-hoon's muscles coiled with hatred, but he didn't step back. Ji-hoon, the chairman said, voice eerily calm. You disobeyed orders. You touched my son, Ji-hoon said, voice steady but low with promised violence. I needed your attention. The chairman's eyes slid to Amara. And who is this? Ji-hoon's answer was immediate. The mother of my child. Amara gasped. Ji-hoon! But he didn't take it back. The chairman's eyes widened, not in shock, but in calculation. A foreign mother? For a Mafia heir? He chuckled darkly. Interesting. Ji-hoon stepped forward. Stay away from them. The chairman smiled. If she's truly the mother, then she belongs in the family. You know the rules. Ji-hoon froze. Amara looked between them, confused. What rules? Ji-hoon didn't look at her. He couldn't. The chairman answered instead. In this organization, the mother of the heir, his smile deepened, is automatically bound to the father. For life. Amara's heart plummeted. Ji-hoon's fists tightened. The chairman turned away. Prepare her. If she is to stay, she must take her place. He paused. And if she refuses... Ji-hoon moved so fast even his men startled. I will burn this entire organization down before you lay a finger on her. The chairman glanced back, amusement flickering in his eyes. Then you better keep her close. The SUV drove away. Amara slowly turned to Ji-hoon. Why did you say I'm the mother? His voice was raw. Because if I didn't, he would have killed you. She stepped back, breath trembling. So now I'm stuck? I'm trapped in your world? Ji-hoon grabbed her wrist gently. No, you're not trapped. You're under protection. That sounds the same. It's not, he whispered. Protection is a choice, and I'm giving you every chance to walk away. She stared at him. Walk away? After everything? Her voice cracked. You think I can just walk away knowing people want your son dead? Knowing I matter in this now? He closed his eyes for a moment, the weight of her words sinking deep. I don't want you hurt, he whispered. And I don't want Yunwoo hurt, she replied. Ji-hoon opened his eyes slowly, soft, emotional, vulnerable for the first time. You're not just under my protection anymore, he said. You're part of my life now, whether the chairman likes it or not. Amara let out a shaky breath. Then, what do we do now? Ji-hoon squeezed her hand. Now, he said, we fight. And we stay together. The night felt different then, heavier, but somehow warmer. And although neither of them said it, something had already started between them, something neither mistakes nor Mafia rules could erase. If you want more powerful stories like this, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Your support helps bring more emotional, gripping tales your way.